Good morning, welcome to the video forecast discussion for September 25th, 2012. It's a Tuesday and it is a bit chilly out there, with temperatures ranging from the upper 30s to mid 40s over the northern interior, especially around the Hudson River Valley, northeastern Pennsylvania, and northern New Jersey, to the lower to mid 50s along the immediate coast, especially around the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area, where temperatures are already pushing into the mid 50s. In between those two locations, we're in the mid to upper 40s. So you can see we have a bit of a temperature gradient setting up over the northern mid-Atlantic. Get used to it. We're going to see this type of temperature gradient set up throughout much of this coming week. Let's get to the forecast. It looks pretty interesting. First of all, for this afternoon, expect clouds to slowly increase throughout the day and temperatures slowly rebound into the upper 60s to lower 70s over the interior and lower to mid 70s over the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area and along the coast. Winds will start to shift to the southwest and south, anywhere around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not exactly strong, but certainly a nice increase in the wind, with the cloud cover also increasing. Why is the cloud cover increasing? Well, let's take a look at the water vapor satellite picture. This, of course, is my favorite tool of all the weather apparatus I have here, is the water vapor satellite picture. Why? Because you could see literally every disturbance in the atmosphere. And what we have here is a split pattern. Basically a typical El Nino pattern. Even though El Nino isn't exactly firing off at all engines, it's still producing a rather interesting weather pattern for the northern mid-Atlantic and really much of the eastern United States. Why is this a split pattern? Well, you can see two distinct types of jet streams. We have our polar jet stream with a huge polar vortex, or well, basically a giant upper level low around the Hudson Bay that is producing a cyclonic flow over eastern Canada and starting to bleed into the eastern Great Lakes and eventually New England. So think of this upper level low and this trough here as kind of like a giant wheel. And we have the subtropical jet stream, and that's the conveyor belt of disturbances. Well, before these disturbances get to our giant wheel, they're rather impressive, producing periods of heavy rainfall over the Tennessee River Valley. However, as these disturbances move under and start to interact with this upper level low, or our giant wheel, they become crushed, a bit suppressed, and weaken. The problem is that there's plenty of moisture in the atmosphere with these disturbances. So basically what we're going to be dealing with is a constant stream of disturbances moving over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, producing a threat for scattered showers, and some of those showers will be heavy. So again, what we have here, disturbances like this one here, there's a couple more out west, interacting with disturbances like this one over the polar jet stream diving towards these disturbances here. Some of them will interact in phase, some of them will counteract each other and weaken disturbances. So we're going to be dealing with a rather volatile weather pattern, an active weather pattern, and a constant threat for scattered showers. Now, ahead of this cold front, temperatures tomorrow are actually going to warm up rather nicely into the mid to upper 70s. We could even see a few 80-degree temperatures on the south side of Philadelphia. However, once this cold front drops to the south by tomorrow night, we are going to remain on the cool side of this cold front, which will stall over the mid-Atlantic. And that means we're going to remain rather, well, raw, with plenty of cloud cover, scattered showers, of course, winds from the north and northeast, and temperatures ranging from the mid-60s to lower 70s. So not exactly the best weather conditions heading into this upcoming weekend. Taking a look at the latest radar, you can see that rainfall developing over the Tennessee and Ohio River valleys. Now, I don't expect this type of widespread rain moving over the northern mid-Atlantic because remember, these disturbances are weakening as they move in. So look for this to break up a bit and become more scattered in nature as it moves through the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Still looks like we're dealing with a rather wet weather pattern over the next couple of days. So let's take a look at the model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website. Again, an excellent website for model guidance. This is the European model guidance, which is pretty much in strong agreement with the GFS model guidance. And you can see our giant wheel crushing our disturbances that are moving east. So as these disturbances move east, they fall under this upper level low, which gets crushed, and so we end up with weakening disturbances producing scattered showers and unsettled weather conditions. By the way, if this was the winter, well, it'd be a lot more interesting, I'll put it that way. So again, for this evening, increasing clouds. Tomorrow we'll deal with these disturbances moving through. Not exactly very strong, but still keeping a threat for scattered showers in the forecast. Those disturbances will continue to move through the region. Again, they're not strong, but they're more like pesky, with variable cloud cover, scattered showers here and there. For this weekend, a bit of a stronger disturbance is going to try to develop along the Ohio River Valley. You can see our moisture starting to pool at the mid-levels here. And that disturbance, unfortunately, is going to basically sit over the northern Mid-Atlantic this weekend, producing scattered showers, possibly more widespread in nature, and making for a rather raw weekend. Now notice, we don't really have a strong low pressure system, but we have a weakness, basically a lower pressure over the Mid-Atlantic, and we have a high pressure system locked up in the Canadian Maritimes. That leads to easterly winds, and that of course leads to raw, unsettled weather conditions. It also doesn't help that at the mid-levels we have plenty of moisture in place, and that means a raw, showery, cool weekend is on the way for the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. And that's going to set in for Saturday and Sunday. And it looks like Monday we're going to continue to remain in that active, cool, wet weather pattern. So that is your forecast for today. Oh, by the way, temperatures again ranging in this time period from the upper 40s to mid 50s for lows, mid 60s to lower 70s for highs. Okay, so well, that's your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. And of course, if you're looking for more in-depth weather analysis, you can always become a premium member for only $10 a month. Have an excellent day. Stay safe out there.